Welcome to my video series of database management system. In this video, we'll talk about functional dependencies in database management system, relational database management system, RDBMS. You will be learning about what is dependency, what is functional dependencies, why dependencies are there in database, different types of functional dependencies in relational database management system, and its properties and its properties. So I request you, please stay tuned till the end of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Thank you. Before starting with functional dependencies, I would like to explain what is dependency and why we need dependencies in database management system. So let's start. Dependencies in database. So let's consider this relation. I have a three tables on the screen: customer table, purchase table, brand table. Each table is having its own primary key. Customer table is having a primary key is customer ID. Purchase table is having a primary key item. Brand table is having a primary key brand. And in customer table, you can see the item is there. So this item is a foreign key in our customer table. In purchase table, brand key is there. So brand key is a foreign key in purchase table. So these three tables are in relation. So their primary keys are: customer ID is a primary key of customer table, item is a primary key of purchase table, brand is a primary key of brand table. So let's see this, how many different keys the customer ID of customer table is determining. So customer ID we have in customer table. So just to focus on customer table, focus on customer table. In customer table, customer ID is going to determine how many different attributes. Customer ID is a one attribute and it is a prime attribute. It's a primary key field. So this field is going to determine the different fields or the different attributes in the table. So how many different attributes this customer ID is going to determine. So let's see this. Customer ID is going to determine the customer name, shipping address and customer phone number. Why not item? Item is a primary key of purchase table. Here item is a foreign key in customer table, so that's the reason customer ID is going to determine customer name, shipping address, customer phone number, not item. So in this these three fields, customer name, shipping address and customer phone number, are dependent on customer id, so this is called as a dependencies in database management system. This is called dependencies in database management system. So customer name, shipping address, customer phone number attributes are dependent on customer id, so this is all about our dependencies in database management system. So let's see the functional dependency. Let's see the functional dependency. What is functional dependency? The phenomena of determining an attribute of a table with another attribute of same or relational table is called functional dependency. Is called functional dependency. So let's see this in more in detail. Functional dependency helps to maintain data integrity in the database. Yes, as we have seen, the customer ID is determining how many different attributes in the previous slide. it was determining three attributes. So the phenomenon of determining an attribute of a table or attributes of a table with another attribute. One attribute was customer ID, that attribute was determining the other attributes. So of the same or relational table is called functional dependency. Why it is going to determine? To maintain the data integrity in the database. A functional dependency is denoted by an arrow. The functional dependency x on y is represented by x is a one attribute, y is another attribute. So instead of taking the name of the attribute such as customer ID, customer name, I am taking just x and y. So if I want to show the dependencies, x on y is going to be represented as x arrow y. It means y is depends on x. Y depends on x and x determining the y. X determining the y and y is depends on x. So let's consider this x and y be any two attributes of a table or relation. Let's consider x and y be any two attributes of a table or relation. I'm going to give you this example to explain you more in detail about functional dependencies. So x and y are any two attributes of a table or relation. So these are my x and y. I'm going to show this relation between these. So this relation is our dependency I have. So y is dependent on x. X is going to determine y. So what is this x? X will be called as determinant attribute. Determinant attribute. Whereas y is called as dependent attribute. Y is called as dependent attribute. This arrow is nothing but functional dependency. This arrow is nothing but functional dependency. So x is going to determine y. So x determines y. X determines y. And y is going to be determined by x. Y is going to be determined by x. So it's nothing but we can show this x arrow y. X dependency y means y is going to depend on x. We can reflect this in all these ways. X arrow y or x determines y. Y is determined by x. So all this is nothing but y depends on x. Y depends on x. So y value whatever is there purely depends on x. Purely depends on x. So in customer table we have seen the customer ID was determining the other attributes such as customer phone number, name and address. Now let's see how these functional dependencies work. How these functional dependencies work. Let's consider the same x and y be any two attributes of a table or relation. So x is an employee ID and y is an employee name. These two attributes I am taking. X is a one attribute, name is employee ID, y is another attribute, name is employee name. So y depends on x. Y depends on x. The notation is given here x arrow y. X arrow y. It means y depends on x. So whatever the value of y, it's purely depending upon the x. So let's consider this example to know how the functional dependencies work. I have the example here, four different tables I have. Okay, so in each table y is depending on x. So as I have clearly mentioned, x is a employee ID, y is a employee name. In each table I have these two values only, these two fields only. Employee ID, employee name in case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. In all cases I have this. So let's analyze this particular tables, these four cases. In these four cases, if you see, I have the repeated values. Okay, in case 1, employee name and employee ID are same. In case 2, employee ID, employee name is different. Employee in case 3, employee IDs are different, names are same. In case 4, employee IDs are same, names are different. Names are different. Now, how these functional dependencies work? How these functional dependencies work? The main motto of functional dependency to find out whether the particular attributes depends on the determinant or not. What does it mean is employee ID. If I take a employee ID is a primary key. What is a primary key? Which is going to uniquely define each row. It means that on primary key is going to determine the remaining attributes of the table. Remaining attributes of the table. So here also employee ID, how it is going to determine the value of employee name. So in the first case I have 105 John, 105 John, employee ID 105, employee name is John. So if I have this type of data in my database, so I will be checking whether this particular case is true or false, whether this particular case is valid or not. So for this purpose, this functional dependency will let us know whether this particular case is valid or not. So in this case 1, the John value 105 employee ID is repeated 2 times, but it is valid. But it is valid case. So let's consider the next case, case 2. Here I have I have employee ID, employee name. So employee IDs are different, employee names are also different. So it means that easily I can identify the different employees here with respect to employee ID. So this case is also valid. Next, employee ID, employee name in case 3. Here I have different employee ID and same name. This can happen in any organization. Two different persons can have the same name and their employee IDs are different. So if you see the physically, you will be able to recognize them physically. Yes, this is the one John, this is another John. Whereas in database, how to find out? Employee ID is a key attribute by using which you can distinguish them. You can distinguish them which John is which person. So in this, I have the employee ID as a to differentiate between these two Johns. So this case is also a valid case. This case is also a valid case. Coming to next, here our employee ID is going to determine employee name. So in employee ID, you can see 105 105 in case 4. So employee ID of two different persons will not be there because employee ID is a primary key. Employee ID is a primary key. So this is a invalid case. This is an invalid case. This is an invalid case. This is how the functional dependencies work. This is how the functional dependencies work. So let's see the types of functional dependencies in relational database management system. Let's see the types of functional dependencies in relational database management system. There are two types of functional dependencies in relational database management system. The first type of functional dependency is trivial functional dependency, trivial functional dependency, and next is non-trivial functional dependency. So let's see what is trivial functional dependency. So functional dependencies means two attributes or two or more attributes. We are going to find out whether which attribute is going to determine which attributes or what are the different attributes in a relation or a table depends on which particular attribute. So here if x goes on y, if it is going to hold where y is a subset of x, this type of dependency is called as trivial functional dependency. What does it mean? If x is a employee ID and y is a employee name. So this two, if it is having this type of dependency we have, then y is a subset of x. Y is a subset of x. I'm going to explain you in more in detail about this type of attribute, this type of functional dependencies. Next we have non-trivial functional dependency. Non-trivial functional dependency. So before starting with this, trivial functional dependency does not require any cases to study, because by seeing this dependency we can easily identify what is trivial functional dependency. Whereas for non-trivial functional dependency, we need to establish the different cases. As I have shown you four different cases. So those cases we are going to find out functional dependency. If we are establishing the type of cases to find out the functional dependency, that type of scenario will be considered in non-trivial functional dependency. So if x goes on y, where y is not a subset of x, not a subset of x, if this type of functional dependency is there, then this is called as our non-trivial functional dependency. I will be explaining you more in detail about what is trivial functional dependency and non-trivial functional dependency. So let's start with first one, trivial functional dependency. So what is trivial functional dependency? If a functional dependency fd x goes on y holds, if this type of functional dependency is there where y is a subset of x, then it is called as trivial functional dependency. Let's see this with an example. Okay, so trivial functional dependencies are always holds true. If I have a dependency on y x on y, it's always holds true. It will not at any point of time, it is not an invalid case, it is always a valid case only. In trivial functional dependencies, attributes always determines itself. How it is going to happen? Let's see. If x goes on y holds, then intersection of x and y will not be 0 or will not be null. We will be having some value to this. If I take a intersection, what is the intersection means? Common in common in x and y, common in x and y, intersection means. So let's see this, x goes on y, x goes on y. So what is the x value? X is going to have the attributes as employee name and employee id. These are the two attributes I have in my x, right? Whereas y is employee name, y is employee name. So in this this is my x, this is my y. So x is going to determine y, where y is depends on x. So if I take intersection of these two, x intersection y, what is the value? What is the value I'm getting? E name is a one attribute which is common in our x and y attribute. So in these two attributes, if I take an intersection, what is the common value I'm getting? E name. So it means that this type of relationships are nothing but this type of dependencies are nothing but functional dependencies, which is of type trivial, which is of type trivial. So this type of functional dependencies is called as trivial functional dependencies. Trivial functional dependencies, which always holds true at any point of time. If you take trivial functional dependencies, it's always holds true, because this type of functional dependencies is going to determine itself. It is going to determine itself. So here you can see in x is having employee id and employee name. So employee name is existing in x, and this name is going to determine again name. So by seeing this type of thing, easily you can say this is of which type of functional dependency? Trivial functional dependency, which is always true, which is always true. So here you can see x intersection y is a subset, not null value, not null value. So subset of, so y is an subset of, y is a subset of x, y is a subset of x. So intersection value what we have got here is e name. E name is a y. So y is a subset of x. So this means that this type of functional dependency is trivial functional dependency. Let's see non-trivial functional dependency. Non-trivial functional dependency. If an functional dependency fd x goes on y, if it is going to happen, then y is not a subset of x. If it is there, then this type of functional dependency is called as non-trivial functional dependency. Non-trivial functional dependency. If non-trivial functional dependency holds, then we need to find validity of the dependency by assuming different cases. As I've shown you, different four cases. So like that, we have to find out whether all these are dependencies are valid or not first. If it is valid, then we have to go ahead with which type of functional dependencies are representing that particular relation. So first, to find out which type of functional dependency, we have to find out whether the given dependencies are valid or not. So if non-trivial functional dependencies holds, if it is there, then first we need to find out their validity of dependency, whether this type of dependency can exist or not. If it is existing, then we can go ahead with which type of functional dependencies is there. In non-trivial functional dependencies, attribute always determines other attributes. In non-trivial functional dependencies, attribute always determines other attributes. In trivial, how it was? Deter the In trivial functional dependency, attributes was defining itself. De- okay, determining itself. Whereas here, other attributes in non-trivial, other attributes is being determined by one attribute. So let's consider this. X goes on y, and their intersection will be null value. Is their intersection will be null. So X goes on y. In X, I have employee name and employee ID, which is going to which is going to show the arrow on employee salary. So employee salary depends on employee name and employee ID. Employee salary depends on employee name and employee ID. So this is my X value, this is my Y value. So is there any common attributes in between these? No. So the intersection of X and Y will be null set. So Y is not a subset. Y is not a subset of X. Y is not a subset of X, as well as it is a null set. It is a null set. So intersection of X and Y in non-trivial functional dependency is always a null set, because as you can see in the example, employee name, employee ID, both are different in X, whereas in Y, employee salary. So Y is depends on X. Y depends on X, whereas Y attributes are different, X attributes are different. If I take the intersection, definitely I will be getting null set. If you see the second point in this PPT, non-trivial functional dependence holds, okay, holds the validity case. If it is going to hold, then we need to find the validity. We need to find out the value, whether this type of cases exist or not. If it is existing, which type of dependencies it is going to reflect, right? So first, if this is existing dependency, we have to find out with the different cases, right? In the third point, you can see, in non-trivial functional dependencies, attributes always determines other attributes. So X is one attribute, Y is another attribute. So X attributes values are employee name and employee ID. This is one type of attributes. Employee salary is another. So here the same type of attributes are not there on left hand side and right hand side. Clear? So these two attributes are different. So that's the reason non-trivial functional dependencies this is going to represent, right? Where their intersection is always a null set, and Y is not a subset of X, and it is a null set. Let's see the properties of functional dependencies in relational database management system. What are the different properties a functional dependencies is going to have in relational database management system? First is reflexivity. What is reflexivity type of functional dependencies? It's very simple. If y is a subset of x, then x holds on y holds good. So this is simple, right? Trivial type of functional dependency, this is x goes on y, then intersection of this is not a null set. Yes, we know, right? This example already have shown in trivial type. Okay, trivial functional dependency is nothing but a reflexive, so which is going to determine its own attribute. So this is a trivial type of property of functional dependency. So reflexivity is nothing but a trivial functional dependency. So this is going to holds good, always true. Reflexivity property is always holds true because this purely depends on our trivial functional dependency, one type of functional dependency it is. Next, augmentation. Augmentation is the next property of functional dependency. Augmentation means we are going to add another argument to our given dependency. So given dependency is x goes on y. So on this I'm going to add another argument on left hand side of my dependency, on right hand side of my dependency. So I have added, as you can see, if x goes on y, then xz goes on yz holds good, I have to show. So example, if x goes on y, then their intersection is not zero. The intersection is not zero means reflexivity. Okay, this augmentation is of which type of functional dependency? Trivial. Is a which type of trivial functional dependency. So x goes on y, this is our normal dependency. In this augmentation property means I'm going to add a another attribute. So I have added the attribute is z. I have added the attribute is z attribute I have added. So let's see these attributes of our dependencies. Employee ID, employee salary. Employee ID, employee salary, arrow, employee name, employee salary. So employee name, employee salary depends on employee ID and employee salary. So here augmentation is there. I have added employee salary on left hand side and right hand side of my dependency. Left hand side and right hand side of my dependency. So if I take this here, Z is employee salary. What is our X and Y? Employee ID, employee name. So if I take the intersection, I will be getting null set. Null set means what is a common? Employee salary is common. So I will be getting employee salary is my intersection of X and Y. So XZ goes on XZ goes on YZ holds good. Holds good. This type of property of functional dependency is called as augmentation property. Next, transitive functional dependency. This functional dependency is very important functional dependency. As you can see, X goes on Y, Y goes on Z. Then we have to show that X X goes on Z holds good. We have to show X goes on Z holds good. It means that Y depends on X and Z depends on Y. So we have to show that Z also depends on X. So for this, I'm going to write X depends on Y first. Y depends on X. So employee name depends on employee ID. Okay. So X goes on Y. So it means Y depends on X. Next, Y goes on Z. So it means that Z depends on Y. So employee name, arrow, employee city. So employee city depends on employee name. So let's see this X, arrow, Z. It means Z depends on X. So employee ID, arrow, employee city. So it means that employee city depends on employee ID. So let's see this employee ID here. Here also employee ID. Yes, correct. Next, employee city. This is also correct. So here X goes on Z holds good. X goes on Z holds good. Right? This is all about our transitive functional dependency property. So functional dependency, one of the properties transitive. So this is a transitive functional dependency. X goes on Y goes on Z, then X goes on Z also holds good. Clear? So here with the example I have explained you transitive functional dependency. Next to union. Union is very easy. X goes on Y, X goes on Z. If I take the union of Y and Z, that also holds good. So let's see this with an example. X goes on Y, I have employee ID goes on employee name. Next, X goes on Y, employee ID goes on employee city. If I take the union of this will be union of Y and Z. The union of Y and Z will be employee name and employee city. So employee ID should goes on employee ID should goes on employee name and employee city. So it means that employee city and name can be easily identified with the help of employee IDs. So employee name and employee city are depends on employee ID. Employee name and employee city depends on employee ID. So this is my employee ID. This is also employee ID, right? This employee city I have. This is employee city I have. Okay. This is employee name here. Employee name I have here. So it means that this is a green is our Y value. Blue is our Z value. So Y and Z, as you can see, Y is ename, Z is ECT. So ename ECT depends on employee ID. So employee ID is existing in X goes on Y, X goes on Z. So it means that union is true. Union is true of this particular functional dependency. So this is one of the property of our functional dependency which holds. Next, decomposition. Next is decomposition. X goes on YZ, then X goes on Y, X goes on Z is also holds good. So union is given here, we have to decompose it. We have to decompose it. In previous, decompose was given and we have union it. Now union is given, decomposition we have to. So decomposition is a reciprocal of union. So union value I am giving here employee ID, arrow, employee name, employee city. So employee city, employee name depends on our employee ID, depends on our employee ID. So here X goes on Y, how it will be? Employee ID, employee name. So employee name depends on employee ID. Next, X goes on Z, employee city depends on employee ID, right? So in this way I can have this decomposition property of functional dependency. So decomposition property of functional dependency is a reciprocal of union, right? So this is also holds good. The last property of functional dependencies in DBMS is composition. X goes on Y, Z goes on W. X goes on Y, Z goes on W. Then XZ goes on YW should holds good. So how it is going to have? Let's see this. If X goes on Y and Z goes on W. So it means XZ goes on YW should be there. So what does it mean? Y depends on X and W depends on Z. So here left hand side left hand side attributes are X and Z. If I combine X and Z, these two left hand side attributes and right hand side attributes Y and W. Y and W. So then Y and W, the combine of this attribute should depends on the combination of X and Z attribute. So the combination will be like this. I'm going to combine the attributes of left hand side on left hand side. I'm going to combine the attributes of right hand side on right hand side. So XZ I'm going to take on a left hand side, YW on right hand side. So it means that YW depends on xz. So this type of composition should be there. So if it is existing, then it is going to be holds good. So this is one type of properties of our functional dependencies. So this is also holds good. Let's see the quick recap of what we have learned in this video. The very first is the definition of functional dependency. The phenomenon of determining an attribute of a table with another attribute of same table or relational table is called as functional dependency. The functional dependency of x and y is represented by x goes on y. X goes on y. It means y depends on x. It means y depends on x, right? So there are two types of functional dependencies. First is trivial functional dependencies. What does it mean? X goes on y holds where y is a subset of x. Y is a subset of x, right? Y is a subset of x. In trivial functional dependencies, attributes always determines itself. As we have seen, one attribute on x and side is going to determine the another attribute of y side of another side of our dependency. So it is going to determine the same attribute. So if it is going to determine the same attribute, this type of functional dependency is trivial functional dependency. Next, non-trivial functional dependency. In this, if x goes on y holds, then y is not a subset. Y is not a subset. So this is our non-trivial functional dependency, wherein the functional dependencies always is going to determine on other attributes. So here attributes always determines other attributes, not same. In trivial, same attributes or itself, whereas in non-trivial, other attributes. So let's see the properties. First, reflexive property. If y is a subset of x, then x goes on y holds good. It's a trivial. So this is the first type of property of our functional dependency, reflexivity. Next, augmentation. On the first reflexivity, we are going to add another augment, that is z. That is z. If x goes on y, then I'm going to add another attribute, that is x on both side of my dependency, right hand side and left hand side of my arrow. I have added z. So this also holds good. This type of property of functional dependency is called as augmentation. Next, transitive. This is very important. This is very important. So if x goes on y and y goes on z, then x goes on z also holds good. So it means that if y depends on x and z depends on y, it means that z also depends on x. So this is our transitive property of our functional dependency. And last, union. And the last is union. If x goes on y and x goes on z, I'm going to take the union of my right hand side attribute, that is y and z. So x goes on yz. It means first is y depends on x, z is also depends on x. So the combination of y and z also depends on x. So this is our union. If you understand these four properties of functional dependencies, the other properties of functional dependencies easily you can understood. So in coming videos, I will be talking more in detail about dependencies in database management system. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share my video. Thank you.